Hello! So I am back to film another longer video for YouTube on a concept that has changed my life. This is a huge one. So my experience of being an introvert has been one of utter exhaustion, feeling constantly worn out, always running on empty. And so learning about how to rest and feeling the life-changing importance of rest in my body has been one of the concepts that has completely changed my life. Sweet, nourishing, joyful rest is a key player in improving our well-being. And it's particularly important for introverts because the systems that our society is built on don't encourage us to rest the way that we need. Our culture does not value rest, and it's conditioned us to feel like we always have to be working and getting things done in all aspects of our lives. And I've actually been reading a book, Rest is Resistance by Tricia Hersey. It's an amazing book, and she talks about rest as being a way that we can resist grind culture, which she talks about being a collaboration between white supremacy and capitalism. So her Rest as Resistance framework, it's a movement to use rest to liberate us from this pressure to work and work and work and override our needs and our well-being in the name of productivity. So regular rest is the antidote to hustle culture, to grind culture, to that pressure to be constantly productive. So if we can find ways to resist grinding and to instead turn towards resting, just lying down and daydreaming, sitting with a cup of tea and a book, anything that isn't just this constant let's do, regardless of whether it makes us happy or if it feels good, which it doesn't usually. It's just we've been conditioned to think that we need to constantly be working when that's not our natural pace of life. And for introverts and highly sensitive people especially, what feels right in our bodies is a much slower pace, and resting is a huge part of that. So making sure that we have time for rest, and making sure that it's quality rest, and it's not rest in order to be more productive later. It's just rest to give our bodies a chance to be nourished and to tune back into that natural rhythm of life. I'll talk more about this in another video, but it's not natural. If you look at the natural world, if you look at nature, it's not natural to be go, 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 hustle, hustle, hustle. Everything is cyclical and seasonal. So, well, look at our seasons, right? So we've got spring and summer and autumn. Spring and summer really is the high energy part of the year. But then we've got spring and autumn, which are winding up and then winding down from that high energy. And then we have winter, where things are just kind of dead, and often, I feel quite an urge to hibernate and be cozy and low productivity and have low productivity and turn inward and actually probably do but be almost more productive inwardly than outwardly, which again is not valued by our culture, so it's kind of invisible. So yes, regular rest is the antidote to hustle culture and that pressure to be constantly productive. So I want to ask you, do you have enough rest in your day, in your week, in your month, in your year? And how can you make more time for rest? How can you have more of this wonderful, nourishing, joyful, liberating thing called rest? It can be really hard at first because you're like, how am I supposed to make enough money and look after my family and do all the things that you need to do to just live? Like, I'm thinking like chores and cooking dinner and stuff, which is stuff we do on top of what, an 8-hour work day, maybe a 10-hour work day. It's kind of crazy actually how much work we do. When you kind of stack it all up, it's a lot. And when do we actually rest? And is it normal to rest? Well, normal. It is normal. It's normalized to have this tiny little rest and this huge work day. But is that what we want? Is that good? Is that life supporting? Is that joy supporting? I think we all need more rest and pleasure and vibrancy in our lives. I think the culture of grinding and hustling has kind of robbed us of that. And so we think that it's totally fine to work these huge days and have like maybe barely half an hour of actual rest and maybe only 5 or 6 hours of sleep, which is not enough sleep. But I feel like rest begets rest, you know? So the more you rest, the more you sort of feel how good it feels not to be exhausted, how nourishing it is for your physical, mental, emotional, spiritual, all the bodies. So you want more of it and you find ways to give yourself more rest. It becomes a priority. And then you become like me and you start really considering and navigating which life paths lead you to a more rested, vibrant, flowy life. So yeah, I have to really credit rest as being one of those concepts that has truly guided me to where I am today and has really given me a lot of, I almost want to say superpowers. It's given me superpowers, guys. It's kind of hard to describe how rest kind of changes your life. It's you choosing you over what society has conditioned you to think you should choose. Resting also helps you reclaim your life. It opens you up to new possibilities. A rested, nourished mind is more open to possibilities, and it allows you to also access your dream space. So your daydreaming and your night dreaming can help you imagine and manifest your dream life. So you can literally start to make your dreams come true through resting, because you're able to think through problems and things that you're stuck on. Have you ever noticed that after a nap or after a rest, something that you were stuck on or worrying about suddenly has a totally different perspective? Like you either know what you need to do, sort of like the answer comes to you through rest, or you feel stronger, better able to tackle whatever it is, or you feel more sort of peaceful within yourself, less conflicted about whatever it was. So rest has some real power. It's actually a really powerful thing we can use to help us in life. It's a resistance. Read Trisha's book. Thanks for watching till the end. Let me know what you thought of this topic. It deserves so much more discussion than I can give it in just a short video. Hit like and subscribe so you get my videos as they come out. And if you want to learn more about how to work with me, head over to my website and follow me on Instagram for more content on how introverts and HSPs can learn to live at their natural pace in a hectic, non-stop world.